in NFL history. As for young McCorkle, man's been going.
Come on now.
What can you ask of a backup quarterback more than this? Has kept San Francisco afloat, and they've continued to produce no matter who is out. Mac in relief, good enough. Another thriller. The Broncos trying to take down Houston. Sans C.J. Stroud, who was injured, concussion protocol earlier in this one. It's Will Lutz splitting them from makeable range as the Broncos skate by again. 18-15 to 7-2 they go. Back in studio with the fellas, and this is I hate to keep pulling memes, but this is they can't keep getting away with this.
Yeah.
And they do keep getting away with this. This was not the cleanest performance by the Denver Broncos by any means. They'll be the first to tell you that. But they find a way, and that's all important. How did they find a way in this one?
Again, you're not going against this Houston Texans defense. You're not going to win in a shootout. They're just not going to allow you to score 28, 30 points on them. And so you're just going to have to figure out a way. Bo Nix, again, Sean Payton, again, they are masters of game management, what we have seen so far. You have to give them credit. I know a lot of folks are going to say, oh, man, they've gotten lucky. Eventually, there is some skill that is involved. You are putting yourself in those situations to get lucky if you want to go that route. They have won several close games already this season. The Jets, it was a close game over in London. The Giants, they had no business winning that game a couple of weeks ago. They do it here in Houston, getting that big victory. Credit to them. And again, trade deadline. They're going to look to add, okay? We're right before the trade deadline, so I'm going to tell you, they are looking for a pass catcher. I know they just added Mercedes Lewis, the 41-year-old wonder at tight end. They could add a tight end. They could add another receiver before we get to Tuesday afternoon.
Not everybody that's looking to add is doing best business if they do. And I don't offer that as a critique of a 7-2 team right now, but it doesn't necessarily feel like 7-2. You are what your record is.
Right.
But what are the shortcomings of the Broncos right now that leave them in tight games against the quarterback with Davis Mills at the helm for most of the game?
Oh, that's a tough question because they're 7-2. Musso, do you know how hard it is to win football games in the National Football League?
Be blessed by 7-2.
Week after week after week. I mean, going back to your earlier question, how did they win this game today? Well, guess what? They held Houston to 3 for 17 on third down. They sacked the quarterback 4 times. So regardless of the lack of explosiveness, the lack of sexiness of this offense and Sean Payton and Bo Nix, whenever you've got a quarterback and a head coach, like you said, who have perfected the art of managing a football game, then you've got a defense with Nick Bonito, Pat Surtain, guys like that who are going to have an impact on the game. Clearly, like the stats I just read, you're going to have a fighting chance in any game, and that's exactly what they're doing. That's how they keep winning.
We sort of knew the good on good in this matchup was defense, and defense, 2 of the top units in the league, and you're going to get a final score like this. What jumps off the page in terms of complementary football, the way that either offense was able to complement what the defense was capable of?
I think being part of a Sean Payton team, a Sean Payton system a couple years ago, he's got to be really happy with what they practice showing up on game days. He's situational master. You said it, 2-minute, 4-minute, end of half, end of game, third down. Basically, all of Friday practices when I was part of the Denver Broncos were hitting these situational games. Sean Payton has been here before. He's done it. It doesn't always look pretty, but at the end of the day, they're finding ways to win. And in the NFL, that counts, right? It doesn't necessarily matter how you do it. You just do it. You got to score 1 more point than the other team. The Denver Broncos are doing that right now. And at some point, they're going to have some easy ones, but this is going to benefit them finding a way to win these games.
The late 3 decides this one. Will Lutz, the game winner, as the Broncos improve to 7-2. Look at some numbers coming out of this one. It's certainly not how you start. Bo Nix looking for that finish, 17 of his final 30 after a spotty start, and we're going to want even better than that. But $170, 2 touchdowns, and no giveaways.
Even made players unavailable to talk after the game because he said he wants it to be all on him. So, Brad, I'll just ask you an overarching question because it's been kind of going under the radar a little bit, which is surprising when you have Coach Prime as your head coach. But what's going on in Boulder?
I'm of the belief that Coach Prime's tenure is going to end somewhat gracefully with the Buffs. You know, whether that's Colorado giving him an opportunity to step away after the season or perhaps even negotiating a lesser buyout if the power brass in Boulder demands that he's fired. But I think Deion Sanders needs to get 2026. He needs to recover from all these, distractive health issues that he's had this season, get the quarterback situation on better footing heading into next year. We don't know if Julian Lewis is going to redshirt the rest of the season. If he could possibly transfer, Deion Sanders kind of alluded to it Saturday night. He said, look, I haven't spoken to Julian's family. We don't know what he's going to do. We just want to get him some reps. I don't know why we thought, a lot of us national media types, Colorado could match last season's success in 2025 when you lose a player like Shedeur Sanders and the Heisman winner, Travis Hunter. We should have seen this coming. Colorado's a team that was always going to be battling for bowl eligibility this fall, despite, maybe some preseason hype that they could get to 7 or 8 wins. So I'm not selling all my stock yet on Deion Sanders at Colorado. I'm not sure if he can turn it around. Ain't going to happen this season, obviously, with what's happened these last couple of weeks. But I do think he'll be the head coach there in 2026.
Yeah, this should have been a bowl team this year. I thought they had the talent in place, but of course they had the musical chairs there, quarterbacks trying to figure things out to spark that offense. And I think things just kind of got away from them. And now you're seeing a team that just kind of sees the writing on the wall for what's possible the rest of the season. And that's why they're getting blown out. You also have to consider Deion Sanders has been through a lot personally, just in his health situation. Battling bladder cancer here in the offseason, where he was in the state of Texas trying to recover and take treatments there. And then, of course, his continued issues with his legs, having an in-season surgery even to help correct an issue there. So that's a lot of stuff. And I know Deion Sanders is not going to, make excuses, not his type. And he's also an easy target for the media and fans to go, we told you this wasn't going to work. But let's face the facts. Deion Sanders has taken over a program that was a 1-11 and brought it back up to some respectability, obviously with his kid there at quarterback, and they had a remarkable season. And Travis Hunter won a Heisman Trophy. That doesn't happen at Colorado without Deion Sanders. So I think he deserves some grace for what's happening this year, because next year, should he come back, of course, he's got to make a decision there himself, of course, even with his health and everything. And we're not hearing anything along those lines. I just want to say that. But he's got a decision himself to make here. But they will be talented once again next season because of Deion and the talent he's brought in, and they should be a bowl team next year. And that's because of Deion and the attraction of the talent there. And I think they're going to be just fine when and if Deion does return next season.
Yeah, ultimately, Deion Sanders was great for Colorado, great for college football. We don't know what's going to happen next, but it sounds like you both are in agreement and that it will ultimately be his decision as far as what the future looks like. Brandon, Brad, appreciate you breaking that down for us. We'll continue to keep an eye on what's happening in the world of coaching and college football. And if you haven't listened already, check out the latest Saturday night instant reaction show from our friends at the Cover 3 podcast. They'll make sure that you are up to date on all the latest results from Week 10. Scan that QR code, listen wherever you find your pods. But wait, there's more. Check out the College Football Insiders podcast. Our best college football reporters, they all team up to bring you the inside information about what's really happening.